Kung flu?
What are you doing in this country?
Why doesn't she go back to where she came from?
Oh my God.
A racist-filled rant against a SoCal Asian family at a restaurant in Carmel has gone viral.
Oh my God.
Since the COVID crisis began, many Asian Americans have been targeted by racial slurs.
Everything comes from China.
And even physical attacks.
We're being attacked. That's been happening throughout the country.
Kung flu.
China virus, the China plague.
Our leader is spewing out xenophobic slurs and hate. That's not okay.
Asian American hate is as old as American history.
Chinese are driven out in town after town and their homes destroyed. The Chinese became undesirable.
When I was a child, Pearl Harbor was bombed. Overnight, this country was swept up in naked, outright hatred of people who looked like the people that bombed Pearl Harbor.
No Proud Boys, no KKK.
Ugly parts of America has come into light.
Staying quiet is not an option anymore.
Asians and Black activists have always come together against a common enemy, which is obviously white supremacy and racism.
Democracy is not a product you buy, it's not a project you finish, it's a process that you engage in.
I'm ready to vote.
Early voting starts on October 17th.
Everything seems to have been shaken up. All of our voices need to be heard.
Hello, I'm Elaine Quijano. 2020 has been a hard year for everyone, including Asian Americans. Since the first known documented case of COVID-19 was found in Wuhan, China, Asian Americans have been battling a backlash of racial bias, coming to grips with their place as people of color in a country experiencing social unrest and realizing the power of their vote in a pivotal election year. First, we begin on the front lines, where Asian Americans have felt the devastating effects of the virus.
So where are we now, Patrick?
We're on Mott Street right now. This is the main street of Chinatown.
It's Friday night in Chinatown in New York City.
Yeah, there are a lot of empty tables.
Yeah.
Empty chairs.
Yeah.
What do you think when you see that?
It hurts.
Patrick Mock manages the bakery at 46 Mott in the heart of this neighborhood. He's seen countless storefronts shuttered.
What everyone was feeling in March, Chinatown was feeling it in January already. When you was first hearing about the pandemic overseas and because of xenophobia and racism, it hurt us our busiest time of year, which is Lunar New Year's.
From February to April, an estimated 233,000 Asian American businesses closed across the country. And over the past 7 months, the Asian unemployment rate has tripled.
We've been taking a hit since January. Then COVID happened, and now we're all hurting.
Mock pleaded with New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio in August.
We need help.
This video of the mayor turning away went viral. De Blasio later said he was grateful for Mock's ideas and advocacy.
I was pissed off. 1 minute you're thanking me for what I'm doing for a community. The next minute you turned away when I wasn't done with what I have to say.
COVID-19 has touched all Americans, even President Donald Trump, who tested positive last week.
President Trump is at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center tonight.
But people of color have been hit hardest by the pandemic. One recent analysis found Asian patients with COVID-19 were 57% more likely to be hospitalized than white patients, and 49% more likely to die.
Yesterday, my daughter celebrated her birthday, and of course, she wished her dad was here.
Nina Batayola and her husband Don Ryan found their life's calling as occupational therapists. But in late March, Don Ryan was hospitalized with COVID-19. He started to feel sick after working with a patient and colleagues who later tested positive. Don Ryan died on April 4th. He was 40 years old.
Every day is a reminder. So I felt like a change would be good for us.
Do you have anything here?
Last month, Batayola and her 2 children moved from New Jersey to California to be closer to family. What would you say about the toll that this has been taking?
I know some of the people still don't believe that this is true unless it's happened to them and unless it's happened to somebody that they know, but this is real.
The Batayola family's struggles are part of a new chapter of hardship for Asian Americans, says Star Trek actor George Takei.
We're going through a very traumatic time for Asian Americans.
It's part of a history in this country that includes the internment of Japanese Americans like Takei and his family during World War II. What do you think this current COVID-19 pandemic has revealed about how Asian Americans are viewed today?
I don't think it's anything new. Each chapter is unique and different, the forces that played on us, but it all stems from hatred of people who look different.
The data sources that we used really don't adequately represent the Asian American population because it's such a diverse population.
Cardiologist Dr. Nilay Shah studies health disparities at Northwestern's Feinberg School of Medicine in Chicago.
The South Asian and the Filipino American population are known to have higher rates, for example, of diabetes, and diabetes is known to be a predisposing factor to worse outcomes. The Asian American population is on track to be the largest minority population in the United States in the coming decades. I think that we need to make sure that we're representing our data equally to the representation of diversity of the American population.
Back in New York City's Chinatown, Patrick Mock hits the streets each week, handing out food and masks to his neighbors.
I know, I promised you. Yeah. But I see the same people over and over again, buying the same things like my cup noodles to my sticky rice.
Just one?
Yeah, just one.
I was thinking, oh, they might be homeless. And that's why I really wanted to give back to my community, because when you're at your lowest point and you find people that's willing to help you, you appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ahead, the outbreak spreads, sparking new trouble for Asian Americans.